Welcome to Centex Home Equity News Network. I'm Brian Jensen. This half hour we focus on fiscal year 2003, a record breaker by every measure, and what's ahead for 2004 that will ensure CHEC continues to outperform the competition. Certainly part of CHEC's success can be attributed to the strength and support of its parent company, Centex Corporation, which also enjoyed a record year according to Larry Hirsch, Chairman and CEO.
Yeah, we've told Wall Street that earnings should be around $550 million for all of Centex this year. That's compared to $382 million last year. That's 40% more this year than last. So this is a terrific year. And one of the great things is that every one of our businesses, including obviously CHEC, is significantly exceeding what it did last year. So it's just been a great year for Centex. When you look at it in terms of what's happening in the overall economy, it's even more startling that we've been able to outperform the economy, which we all know has been weak, so well.
Hirsch also talked about the bright prospects he foresees for fiscal year 2004.
We're estimating that our earnings next year, fiscal 2004, will be around $600 million, which will be again another record for the company, and I believe the 8th straight year of record earnings for Centex. We see significant strength in home building. Because we've put about $1.2 billion into our home building company over the last 2 years. So with that capital, we're going to have many more subdivisions in place, and we expect to close around 30,000 homes next year, about 15% more than we closed this year. So we're looking for another great year and another great year from CHEC.
Chairman Hirsch also commented on CHEC's contribution to Centex Corporation.
When we look at what CHEC has done, it's really phenomenal. To build a great company with the right people and the right systems and the right business model, and to do it conservatively but aggressively, it's a tremendous credit to all of the people at CHEC, to the management team, to the people throughout the organization, and it's done a lot of things for Centex. What we needed in financial services was a very sound organization would give us progressively growing earnings to offset some of the cyclicality that we have in CHEC Mortgage Company. And we've seen that begin to happen with CHEC's growth, and we know it's just going to get better and better over the next few years. CHEC really has a wonderfully bright future.
Okay. Tim Eller is President and Chief Operating Officer of Centex Corporation. In that role, he has direct oversight of CHEC on behalf of the parent company. He shared his perspective on CHEC with us from Centex Corporation headquarters in Dallas.
I've had the opportunity to visit retail branches, the CHEC Servicing Center, the Direct Sales Center, and a number of other operations in Centex Home Equity, and I've always come away impressed with the people, impressed with their focus and their purpose. They're excited to be part of a growing company. CHEC has had an impressive history of growth and improvement, and as boring as it may sound, what we look for from CHEC for the future is more growth and more improvement. It's exactly what we're striving for. Every industry has its challenges, and subprime lending is no exception, but CHEC is able to take its challenges in stride and make those challenges seem simple. So I expect we'll have more challenges and more successes.
In today's Financial Minute, EVP and Chief Financial Officer of Centex Corporation, Lel Eccles, reveals the secrets to happy investors.
When our investors look at Centex Corporation, they expect a lot of different things. Obviously, creating shareholder value, and creating shareholder value has a lot of elements to it, as you know, but one of the more important ones is earnings growth. And CHEC has done a fantastic job of growing its earnings and being a significant contributor to the Centex portfolio of companies. But one of the ways that you can really take CHEC to the next level is being sure that the predictability of the earnings stream is sustainable. What contributes to predictability? I think it's several factors, one of which is having the absolute best people, and your jobs is to continue to recruit and retain the best people, so that puts the foundation in place for everything that we're trying to do as it relates to getting to a consistent operation. Second, when you look at our origination platform, having the absolute best distribution of origination and the flexibility in that also contributes to our overall predictability. When we look at our origination capabilities, it also has to do with staying to our standards, and that's making sure we stay to our customer profiles, stay to our credit quality standards, and deliver that consistent portfolio that our investors look for. I also believe a significant contributor to earnings predictability is meeting and exceeding the highest business practices in every jurisdiction that we operate in. The most important thing to investors in any company, and certainly in Centex, is that they want no surprises. And if we do the things that I've talked about related to having the best people, maintaining our origination underwriting standards, keeping the best servicing capabilities possible, and exceeding all the business practices and regulatory concepts in all of our businesses, then we're going to have no surprises, and that's what our investors look for out of CHEC.
Up next, a special report, Operation Outperform. Part 1 featuring an exclusive one-on-one interview with Centex Home Equity President and Chief Executive Officer Tony Barone, just after this break.
At Centex Home Equity, people make the difference.
I like working for CHEC because I've been with the company for 5 years, and I started at the bottom and I've worked my way up. So they promote within.
We offer certain things to the customers that maybe somebody else can't do for them. And when you can, at the end of the day, you can go home and say, I talked to them financially, I met their goals, that's an honor for me.
You know, my supervisors, Mr. Dawkins himself, working with him as well, because I've learned a lot, and the knowledge that I have gained with the company has been a great access to me in my personal life as well as my professional life here with Centex. And I enjoy it tremendously, tremendously.
We've got some of the best people in the industry working at Centex Home Equity, doing our best to make loans for the customers that need us the most.
Thanks, guys, for a great year.
Hey, oh, hey, oh, daylight comes and we want to go home.
All right, that's it. Here, have a beer. Don't lose your day jobs. Terrible, aren't they?
They are terrible.
Terrible. Hi, guys, this is Tony Barone. I'm here with my pal, Steve Jaws Janowski, and we're just down here enjoying the sun. Say hello, Steve.
Hello. Tony, have you seen the waiter?
Now, hold on, Steve. While we're all getting ready for a good time down here in the Bahamas, we got to appreciate all the hard-working folks up north.
Have you seen the waiter? I told him to be back here every 5 minutes.
Oh, man, let me take a look. I don't see any waiter. I see Bubba Bray over there. He's coming our way. Hey, Jay, what's going on, man?
Man, look at those waves. Bring it on. I am ready. Steve, teach me how to body surf.
No problem, man. Just watch out for the sharks. They're tough.
Jay, the waves can wait. You know, we got some work to do here. Have a seat. We got to get ready for this year's trip to the Bahamas.
Before we get into that, can we get a drink first? Where's the waiter? Jay, have you seen him out there?
Welcome back. This segment begins a series of special reports about the successes Centex Home Equity enjoyed in fiscal year 2003 and the initiatives in place for fiscal year 2004 to ensure CHEC continues to outperform the competition. Beth Wilson caught up with CHEC President Tony Barone and brings us this exclusive one-on-one interview.
By most every measure, CHEC has had an outstanding fiscal year 2003. What accomplishment are you most proud of?
I think our people really know how to execute a plan. You know, they worked hard to go after a 23% improvement in volume. We achieved that. We'll do just under $2.5 billion in volume this year, up from 2.1 last year. Outstanding job. Very, very proud of the group's performance in servicing at the same time. Our delinquency standards have kept in check, so from an underwriting standpoint and servicing standpoint, combined with the production effort, we've had a fantastic year. And it gets back to people doing what they're planned to do.
Every organization boasts of a competitive advantage. What do you see as CHEC's competitive advantage?
I think first and foremost is the Centex, having Centex as a parent is a huge advantage for us. We've got certain synergies within the organization to begin with, and combine that with the staff and the experience of the CHEC team, it makes for a great partner and a great pair. I think we have by far placed the most emphasis in our ability to prospect customers in our industry in a cost-effective way, both from a retail standpoint and a broker and wholesale standpoint. So we've done, I think, a great job in that regard, and you know, on a pound-for-pound basis, I think our guys certainly stack up well against competition. You know, one last thing is really the ability to execute on our plan, as I mentioned earlier, and the ability to be flexible enough to move the resources that are necessary into areas where they're needed. For instance, technology, and as well as training resources that we've expanded in this past year, and will continue to expand efforts in those areas next year. So I think from a competitive advantage standpoint, we're doing as well as our peers, and we're sticking to our plan which involves controlled, profitable growth.
CHEC's theme for fiscal year 2004 is Operation Outperform. Would you please describe the significance of this theme?
It's really a great theme for this year. We've basically had that same theme in place the last 6 years that I've been here, and our team continues to meet that theme. We've outperformed in 03, coming off a great 02, and we've got the right ingredients in place and the right plan in place for 04 to surpass the goals that we've set. In particular, you know, I'm very pleased that in the fourth quarter we've been able to put in place additional resources, and by opening up several retail branches, as well as adding resources to almost every channel of our production group, and have the servicing platform and the underwriting team available to handle that growth. So I'm pretty comfortable that we'll get off to a good start in 04, and I think the Operation Outperform is properly named.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think our guys did a great job this year, and I just want to make sure that from, you know, our collection and customer service people all the way up through our loan officers and processors and staff support on and on, that they did a great job, and I want to thank them for their efforts to meet our plan in 03, and I wish them luck in 04.
Coming up after the break, more of our special report series, Operation Outperform, with updates and initiatives from CHEC sales, servicing, and financials.
At Centex Home Equity, people make the difference.
What I like best about CHEC is the opportunity and the fine leadership that I've enjoyed working with, and it's created a great opportunity for myself and my associates.
We're a very stable company, and that stability allows us the opportunity to provide a good service for our customers.
The best thing I like about working for CHEC is their advancement opportunities and the people I have working around me, my coworkers.
The fact that as an employee you get to see your ideas come to life, and you also get a chance to put a little bit of yourself in the company, and you know, as it grows you can see yourself grow as well, and it's a wonderful and great feeling of accomplishment when you can see that all your hard work and dedication has led to the development and advancement of CHEC.
Thanks guys for a great year. Sorry about the interruption, guys. As I was saying, this year's trip's going to be the best ever.
You know, Tony, it's really getting warm out here. Where is that waiter?
Listen, Steve, I don't want to have all the fun. Why don't you fill in the people on some of the details?
You know, Tony, I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Come on down.
That's great, Steve. Tell them what's waiting for them when they get here.
Now, check this out. Next February, 150 of CHEC's top performers and their spouse or guest will be pampered at the lavish Atlantis Resort in Paradise Island, Bahamas, courtesy of Centex Home Equity. This resort has it all: fun, sun, the works. If you are one of the hard-working winners, no detail will be overlooked as you enjoy yourself on the beach, swimming in the ocean, playing golf, being pampered in the spa, dining in the gourmet restaurants, and winning big in the casino, whatever makes you happy. You will be able to do it all at Atlantis. It is beautiful down here, and this is one trip you don't want to miss. Work hard during the contest period, this July through December, to ensure that you are able to live it up, Bahama style.
Finally, I see the waiter.
Your drinks, gentlemen.
About time, waiter.
Are you the famous American gambler everyone's speaking about?
It's me.
You're Shirley Temple, sir.
Shirley Temple? I didn't know Al Broadway was here.
What about me?
Anything else, gentlemen?
No, just put the tab on Tony.
How about a back rub, Steve?
I would love to have a back rub, but not by this guy.
Well, look, as I've always said, good help is hard to find. And it's really good we don't have that problem at CHEC.
You know something, fellas? I have a feeling that this is going to be the best incentive trip that CHEC has ever had.
You're right.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you down here.
So come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down.
We're back with part 2 of our special report, Operation Outperform. First up is Steve Janowski, EVP and Chief Operating Officer of CHEC, with a look at the unique strengths and key initiatives CHEC will employ in fiscal year 2004 to outperform the competition.
What's made CHEC very unique as compared to our competition is the geographic diversity that we've put together over the last 6 years. And so that if we ever had an economic downturn in any specific state or area of the country, it would not affect us as much as it would some of our competition. 2003, fiscal year 2003 was a great year for CHEC from the volume standpoint. If you look at our origination channels, our broker operation really came on strong towards the end of the year. In fact, so much so that a new concept that we're taking a look at is the regional centers. We opened one up in the Northwest, and if it takes off real well, we may roll that out in other parts of the country going into the next fiscal year. Our correspondent operation, another great year. We're looking to do some growth in that area going into next fiscal year. We're going to open up a small inside sales operation, very similar to what we've done on the broker side. Our retail branch system, a great year. They're above plan for 2003. In fact, back in December, we made a decision to open up 10 more retail branches and try to have those open before the end of this fiscal year. So then last March, when we started the year, we had approximately 56 retail branches. Looking at the end of the year, we should have somewhere around 71 to 72 retail operations. Direct sales had a phenomenal year in the year 2003 fiscal year. In fact, so much so that we're also having some growth in that area. We made also a decision in December that we would open up another call center in Tempe, Arizona that should open up around April 1 to April 15th, and eventually we'll have about 200, 250 employees in it. We have an excellent contingent of employees ready to put in these new branches, ready to move out to Phoenix, Arizona, and the call center. They're our biggest asset we have.
We now begin a series of short reports from the heads of each of CHEC's origination channel operations, outlining their goals for fiscal year 2004, the keys to their success, and the role of their staffs to help them outperform.
Going into the new year, our biggest goal is to execute our business plan. We have a plan that's in front of us this year for $550 million in volume. But we've set a stretch goal for ourselves of $600 million in volume. If we hit our stretch goal, that's going to be a 50% improvement over the prior year. We've got a tremendous amount of momentum going into the new year. We've got a great team behind us, and we feel very confident that we can execute our plan in the volume range. That also bring in 9,000 loans for the company, and it'll make us about $12 million in net income for the year.
We will achieve aggressive goals in 2004 through continued focus on process efficiencies and controlled expansion. Our management team is experienced and shares a unified commitment to give their personal touch to each operations process and employee. The value of each employee's contribution and experience cannot be overstated. Credit for past and future success belongs to them. At CHEC, Initiative, dedication, and experience is recognized and rewarded with opportunity. One customer, one loan at a time.
Our main goal for the correspondent division for this coming year is to originate $320 million in volume and at the same time expand the client base to deliver that volume for us. Well, I think the main thing that makes my group successful is the fact that they're all hardworking, dedicated, and they have a great work ethic.
Well, the goal in the broker channel this year is fairly aggressive but very realistic. We're looking for about a 26% increase in volume and certainly a much better bottom line than we had in fiscal 03. So again, being very realistic, our expectation is not just to meet that goal but to exceed it. The value of our employees is tantamount to the success of our broker channel. Obviously, as with any organization, it's only as good as the people that we have. And the people in the broker channel are a very cohesive group. We operate as a family. We enjoy the successes together, and we share the sorrows together. But that keeps us stronger, pulls us together, and that's exactly how we intend to achieve our goal and exceed it in fiscal 04.
Norton Wells heads CHEC's servicing division. He spoke with us at the Viceroy Servicing Center in Dallas about the size and growth of the servicing operation.
Growth rate-wise, we've been at about 23% for the last year. All right, we currently service about 72,000 loans for about $5.3 billion. Employees are a little over 250. We average adding about 2,000 to 2,500 loans per month, and we lose about 1,000 customers a month. So growth has been strong for the last year and consistent, which is positive. From a portfolio standpoint, at 60-day plus delinquency for this January was 4.5. Last year was 4.4, so it's very consistent. REOs, we were at 1.78 this year, and I think we've been at 1.7% for the last 9 consecutive months.
Wells discussed the key metrics his group uses to evaluate their performance.
Well, servicing is a very high-touch business. We take in about 23,000 calls a month to customer service. We average about 18 seconds for our average response time, and we only lose about 2.5% of the calls. From a collection standpoint, we take almost 60,000 calls inbound per month. We have an abandon rate of about 3%, and we average about 13% on our average speed to answer. So we try to get to the customers quickly so that we can answer what their questions are.
Internal metrics are just one method CHEC uses to evaluate its own performance. Independent rating services conduct industry audits as well. Norton Wells comments on how CHEC measured up.
We establish metrics for what we want to accomplish from a performance standpoint. So we believe our statistics are far superior to the rest of the industry, but that's because the level of service we want to provide and the culture we want is such that it is superior. I know from my own personal standpoint, the mortgage company I have, when I call it, they generally tell me your call will be answered in approximately 3 minutes. We find that's totally unacceptable. So we try to answer ours in less than 20 seconds.
Technology and training are the keys to CHEC's ability to outperform the competition in the future. Wells comments.
Well, on an annual basis, we'll have a rating done by the independent rating agencies. The two that we had to do with this, the ratings last year, were Fitch and Standard & Poor's. Fitch came in for their very first review of Centex and gave us the highest rating that they'd ever given a servicer for their first time being rated. Standard & Poor's came in, they had done it before, and they came in and re-rated us and upgraded our rating to above average with, I think they call it strong management and a number of other positives. So they had a positive outlook with an above average rating. So how does that stack up with our competitors? We have a number of much larger servicers that do not have ratings that high. So we feel very good about that. Training-wise, we continue to emphasize and work hard on our training programs. We go through certification for each employee, and the business, shall we say, is only as good as the employees and the technology and tools that we give them to do their jobs with. We're not striving to be the biggest, we're striving to be the best.
And now with the CHEC Business Update, Jay Bray, EVP and Chief Financial Officer of Centex Home Equity.
Fiscal year 2003 was CHEC's best year ever, but 2004 is going to be even better. From a volume standpoint, CHEC will originate $2.4 billion in loans this year. Next year, we're projected to originate $2.7 billion. That's a 13% increase. Direct sales will lead that increase. Direct sales will grow next year over 30%. And those are fantastic numbers, and we're really excited about those. What does that do to our outstandings? Our outstandings will end this year, in fiscal year 2003, at $5.4 billion. Next year, we're projected to end at $6.4 billion. That's over an 18% increase. And that sets CHEC up for fabulous earnings for years to come. From a loss and delinquency standpoint, the results were great. They were certainly in line with expectations, and Norton and his team have done a fantastic job. Next year, we expect that positive trend to continue, and we expect Norton and his team will continue to be recognized as the top subprime servicer in the country. What does all that mean from an earnings standpoint? That's the most exciting news. We will make this year $47 million. That's an 88% improvement over last year. And next year, for fiscal year 2004, we are projected to make between $61 and $62 million, and that'll be a 30% increase in earnings. The 30% earnings growth rate will be #1 within Centex, and we're significantly proud of that. From a secondary marketing standpoint, Sean Stone and his team have done a fabulous job this year. They've been working with the broker origination channel as well as the other channels to bring us very competitive programs and very competitive prices. And we expect that will continue. I've challenged Sean this year to really work proactively with all the origination channels to continue to bring programs and prices that will make us leaders in the industry. Finally, I want to say thank you to the support teams: accounting, finance, technology, facilities, and there are many more that I'm not mentioning, but CHEC would not be where it's at today without those support teams, and I want to give a big thanks to all those team members.
Now, with all that great news, we close our special report on Operation Outperform here on the CHEC News Network. For those of you paying attention, that would be CNN. Thanks for joining us. Up next, a special report. Operation Outperform! Just kidding.
That was so hard.
This your idea?
It was Tony's idea.
Yeah.
Well, I would probably have to say getting the opportunity to park in the president's spot when he's not in town.
Like, you know, take one, you got to put one of those things in, right?
That's electronic. I'll see that later.
Sorry. Take. You ever see that on HBO? Take one, take two.
Well, none of us
Not that I watch it.
No.
Really?
Daylight comes and we want to go home.
You guys suck.
Why don't you give them the money before they start singing?
Oh, really?